So what is going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 3 of the QPR career mode. And we're kicking off this game up at Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, and it's not going to be an easy game in the Capital One Cup. It's our first game, or first competitive game together, playing as a team, and hopefully we can go and impress. And actually, Odelusi is going to be making his debut because Adam Johnson is saying that he's not fit enough, and because he just got injured, he just didn't want to play. He said he personally sent me an email saying he couldn't play, he wasn't feeling up to it, so I decided to let Odelusi come in and to see if he can impress in his first game ahead or leading the line for us here. And straight from kickoff, we play the ball out wide to Andrew Townsend. Andrew Townsend skips past Jamie Murphy like he isn't there and puts an absolutely delightful ball in the box, and Odelusi gets onto the end of it with an absolutely beautiful header in the 3rd minute and puts us 1-0 up against the Blades. And it looks like now we are going to, well, look at that, the two new men linking up perfectly, one down the wing, Andrew Townsend putting a delightful ball into the box, and Odelusi finishing that one off there with his head and gets his first goal for the club in the 3rd minute and straight away makes an impact. But here Odelusi does get a chance to make his 2nd of the game, but unfortunately couldn't, as the keeper makes a beautiful save as Shane Long comes out, or George Long, sorry, and makes an absolute delightful save to deny us from getting our 2nd goal of the game and Odelusi's 2nd. But straight from the corner, Suakoto puts a good ball in the box. Onua tries to get up. He does get up. It does get cleared off the line. It comes to Andros. Andros plays the ball to Carroll. Carroll tries a shot. Unfortunately, it comes to Onua. Onua tries a shot. It does get blocked, and they manage to get the ball clear out of danger. But here, Tom Carroll runs down the wing, puts another absolute delightful ball in the box. It comes to Odelusi, and Odelusi with a wonderful volley into the back of the net in the 44th minute. And Odelusi is turning out to be an absolutely beautiful signing. He scored 2 goals already in the first half, and hopefully I'm going to try and feed him and try and get him to get his hat-trick in this game. And actually that was a beautiful finish, lovely composed as well. He'd done extremely well to get control of that rather than just blasting it over the bar. And straight after, we did have another chance. Austin here runs down the wing, depossesses them. They do pass the ball back to their goalkeeper, Shane Long, or George Long, playing very, very risky here. Austin tries to slide tackle him, but unfortunately he couldn't get to the missing ball. It comes to Tom Carroll. Tom Carroll should be hitting the target, but unfortunately does go a little bit wide, and we do go into the break 2-0 up. At half time, we do then make some substitutions. Adnan Januzaj does come on, and hopefully he can make an impression for us as well, because this is going to be his debut. We did end up changing the formation after this game, because I don't like playing with right mids. I prefer playing with right wingers or right attacking mids, I just don't like playing with right mids. I think they're too far back and they're never up there to help the strikers in their role up front. It was actually Junior Hoylett that we decided to substitute off for Adnan Januzaj, and Januzaj does come on in his place to see if he can impress us, or impress us to see if he can prove that he wants to be in the starting lineup week in, week out. Also, Frowling comes on for Tom Carroll just to strengthen up the midfield to see if we can hold on to this lead. But here, Joe Barton does very well to play the ball out wide to Januzaj. Januzaj plays the ball out to Suakoto. Suakoto, a wonderful ball in the box. Odelusi with a diving header, trying to get his hat-trick, but unfortunately it was a little bit wild, his header this time, and he could not get his hat-trick, at least not this time. But he does get another chance straight after, as he does extremely well, putting pressure on them. Actually here, Long plays a lovely ball upfield, but thankfully for us, Onua wins the ball here. Very, very powerful header. It comes to Odelusi. Odelusi does extremely well to get the ball there. He comes to Maguire. He dispossesses Maguire, and he was through on goal. Can he get his hat-trick? Of course Odelusi can. 3 goals. Odelusi on his debut gets a hat-trick on his debut. Only the 20-year-old does impress me a lot, and he truly deserved to play in the next game up against Derby, and to see if he could get me another win. But unfortunately, we couldn't keep a clean sheet, as Brandy does use his sprint speed, runs past Januzaj, runs past Suakoto, and unfortunately puts a lovely ball in the box. It comes to Jose Baxter. Julio Cesar, God knows what he was doing. It didn't go over his hands. It looked like he was going out to head the ball. Actually, from the rebate, Julio Cesar, he looked like he was going to try and head it, but I wasn't too bothered, but I was still not happy because I wanted to keep a clean sheet in that one. But we did end up winning this game What did we end up winning it by? 3-1. But we did have another really good chance here. Gianni Jazz puts a lovely ball in the box. It comes to Odelusi. Odelusi, unfortunately, couldn't get his head on it. It comes to Joe Barton. Joe Barton with a beautiful shot, but it was a wonderful save from Long to deny us from getting our 4th in the game. Odelusi does come very, very close here to getting his 4th in the game. And as you see here, we do take the corner, but it was a wonderful save from the replays from Long there. They do try and make something out of making a substitution, but here Odelusi gets up well, hits a crossbar. He's down on the floor. It gets a free header and somehow doesn't find the target and hits a crossbar once again. But Odelusi gets a hat-trick on his debut. We end up winning 3-1 away from home at Bramall Lane, and absolutely perfect result for us here, and I was very, very pleased. And Odelusi actually there, the replay of his first goal, and I was extremely pleased with how Odelusi played and how the team played together in all. And actually, he does get man of the match with a 9.6 rating. Also does Andros Townsend get an 8.5 rating, so he does get a very good rating there. We do end up selling Yoshi Benayoun for 1.3 million, and we do now, we can actually go ahead and accept the contract offer for Ryan Gold, but we're just going to stall it just for a little bit longer because we wanted to see if we could bring in anyone else. But you just have to wait and see whether we do accept Ryan Gold into the squad and to see if we can strengthen up our midfield even more than we actually have. And I do know you guys really want me to bring Remy back, but the problem is he costs 3.5 million to bring him back from loan, but I'm going to try and bring him back to see whatever I can do. Brian Murphy, we do end up selling him because he's not going to be playing. We've got Robert Green on the bench, and Julio Cesar going to be above Robert Green. Murphy, 67 rated, 30-year-old goalkeeper, I'm afraid is not going to be there. But actually there we do go ahead and accept the contract offer for Brian Gold, the 17-year-old centre midfielder does come into QPR, and will he be making his debut up against Derby? You just have to wait and see. We were playing away from home at Derby, so we have 2 away games on a trot, and this one was in the league, so it's going to be a pretty difficult game up against Derby, but I was still expecting to put a good performance together by the lads, and hopefully we can get our first 3 points on the table away from home, which would be good if we could. Odelusi has earned his starting place once again, and Callum Chambers has earned a squad or a chance on the bench as well, which I'm pleased to see if Callum Chambers, he probably won't come on, but he might be making an appearance in the next game. But hopefully we can play well in this one up against Derby. So Will Hughes is their pretty much main man in the centre of the park. He was someone that I wanted to sign for QPR, but they wanted too much, or they didn't even want to sell him. They were saying he was too valuable to them. So I respected their decision, and I didn't go ahead and try and pursue him even more just to piss them off, so I decided to leave that one. But here Derby do get off to a very good start. They put a lovely ball over the top to Ward. Unfortunately it wasn't a very good clearance. He does get a good chance, but thankfully for me he doesn't have the composure to put it into the back of the net. Julio Cesar was left standing, but we do have a good chance here with Andros Townsend, cuts inside on his left foot, has a wonderful shot, but it was a wonderful save from the Derby County goalkeeper there to deny us from getting our first goal of the game, and which would have put us 1-0 up. So Andros Townsend denied his first league denied his first goal of his career at QPR. Barton does put a good ball in the box, comes to Nua. Unfortunately couldn't get anything on it. Townsend tries the ball to Austin, and unfortunately they do get the ball clear, but Andros Townsend was through on goal here. Could we finish the game off? He has a shot, it comes off the inside of the post and then curls out for a goal kick. So we need to take our chances, and it don't look like we're going to get a better chance than that in the game to try and wrap this game up. So if we can't take that, we need to try and get a goal now. But we do have another very, very good chance here. Austin does get a very good head on it. It comes to Junior Hoylett. He sprints past everyone. We were one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Could we score? No. Hoylett plays the ball straight at the goalkeeper. Austin tries a shot from a difficult angle, but unfortunately it doesn't go in the back of the net. Here, the Derby County keeper does put a lovely ball upfield. That is straight route one. Good. Well, they knock the ball on. It comes to Davis. Davis is through, and he scores. So that pretty much teaches us a lesson that we've got to take our chances. We just got to. We cannot afford to be missing 2 clear-cut chances like we did with Junior Hoylett and with Andros Townsend. And to be honest, they are the 2 men that I would pick to score, because I think they're the 2 men that are the most capable of scoring, and unfortunately they just didn't turn up for the books here. Junior Hoylett getting a 6.7 rating, which was our best rating of the team, so not very good rating for us there. We did then have a transfer offer for Andrew Johnson. We decided to, we wanted 2.7 million from Everton because we haven't got many strikers, to be honest, and if they want to keep going, or if they want to leave the club, then fine, but they're going to have to leave for a hefty sum, and it was going to be about 2.7 million, I believe I offered to see if he could go, or 2.6 million, sorry, to see if he would go to Everton, and we'll just have to wait for the response from Everton to see if they'll come back, to see whether they'll accept it or not. We did also want David Nugent, but unfortunately they said he was too valuable to the club, so we couldn't bring him in. But Odelusi there, getting an email from him saying that he was very grateful that we played him in the last game. And as seen here, we do end up recalling Loic Remy. We found 3.5 million to spare. We had to adjust our wage budget, so we got no wage budget and only 161,000 remaining budget to spend on players. We did then get a transfer offer for Luke Young, but like I said, we do recall Remy, back from loan, and hopefully he can really prove crucial to helping us get automatic promotion, which is our main objective. Frankie Sutherland also gets accepted to leave the club. We're not going to be playing him, and he's not in my future plans to play for the club, so I'm sorry, Frankie, but you're not going to be good enough to play in our squad. And actually there we do get confirmation of Luke Young does get sold on for 200 something thousand, and we do also sell someone else there for 250,000. But we do have our last game of the episode up against Nottingham Forest, and a pretty difficult side here up against Nottingham Forest, so hopefully we can get 3 points and bounce back from our loss that we just encountered from Derby County, and we want 3 points in this one, but we did have to change up our side completely, so a few people are going to be making their debuts. Cardoso, one of them, Callum Chambers also making his debut, Danny Jad, and Loic Remy is also making his debut, or he's not really making his debut, but he's making his debut coming back from loan. And it was Loic Remy that did actually have the first chance of the game. He does extremely well, has a very good shot, but it pulls off a wonderful save from the Nottingham Forest keeper to keep the scoreline at 0-0. And Remy once again impressing me right in the early stages of this game and proving that he needs to be the first name on the team sheet week in, week out. From the resulting corner, we do put a good ball in the box. Unfortunately, Diakite couldn't get up, and Nottingham Forest do then manage to get the ball clear. But we do have a good chance here. Adam Johnson plays a good ball through to Matt Phillips, and Matt Phillips does have a very good shot, but it was a pretty comfortable save for the goalkeeper, and he still once again keeps the score at 0-0. But Remy plays a lovely ball through to Matt Phillips. Matt Phillips plays the ball back to Remy. Remy finds Andrew Johnson. Andrew Johnson one-on-one, and once again we cannot take our chances, but thankfully Tom Carroll is there to pick up the missing pieces and slots the ball into the empty net in the 36th minute. But once again we've got to learn to start taking our chances, because if we can't take them chances, they can prove costly, like they did in the last game up against Derby. We missed two absolute sitters, two chances like this that Andrew Johnson just missed, so we've really got to start to take the chances. If not, we're going to struggle this season, so we're going to have to go and put on our shooting boots for the next episode. But Matt Phillips does get a very good ball through, and once again a missed chance, and we should be 2-0 up, or maybe even 3-0 up in this game, but that could once again prove costly in this game. We did then make substitutions at half time. Tom Carroll did come off for Ryan Gold, so Ryan Gold is going to be making his debut for the club, which I'm pleased to see, and also Sean Wright Phillips is going to be coming on at left wing to see if he can improve, or to see if he can show me that at least he can get onto the bench, because he's not going to be a starting first team player, because he's still 30 years old. I know he's very quick, but he's quite small, and his strength is not very good either. But Ryan Gold, I'm really hoping he can have a good game, but he didn't really do much in that game, and we ended up winning that game 1-0 up against Nottingham Forest. So once again, I was very pleased. Actually, their replay from Loic Remy's shot, that would have been a perfect start for him coming back from loan. And Cardoso played absolutely incredible in this game. The 61 rated player, probably our worst rated player on the pitch, has a 7.8 rate and gets man of the match. Beautiful performance from him. And actually there we do get another transfer offer from Andrew Johnson from Aston Villa. We don't want to let him go. Once again, the same situation with Everton, because we don't have many strikers, and if we need to let him go, we're going to have to bring in another striker to replace him. So we're now going to be actually approaching the end of this episode, so I really do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you next time on whatever that episode might be. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Thank you so much. Bye bye.